2 of the 3 Count Out podcast. We have a very fun and exciting and football-filled episode for you, because for the first time since February, we are getting through our football drought. We have a Hall of Fame game on Thursday. The Lions hosting the Chargers, but it's in Canton, Ohio. So what's a home field advantage anyway? And then this weekend, we have not one, but 2 nights of WWE SummerSlam coming out of the asshole of the armpit of the country. I'll be there. My name is Era V1. My throat is already giving out on me this week, and that is why this week I am only joined by Mike. Jackal was live for 64 hours over the weekend, so we're going to cut him some slack.
It's a long time.
And this is the most you're going to get from me. It is a very, very, very long time. However, I did receive a mail pigeon to my doorstep earlier this morning.
How do you know it was mail?
Well, we flipped that bitch over and looked. So we do have Jackal's madness scribbling thoughts from a sleep deprived state. So I will do my best to translate.
Sleep deprived scribblings of a madman.
It's gonna be a hell of an episode. But we have the SummerSlam pick'ems. We have the Hall of Fame game. Mike, you and I are here, so it's 2 counting out.
Yeah, sometimes you only need 2.
Somebody else is gonna have to die this week. It won't be Jackal.
3 of 3 counting out right now. Yeah, if he was here, it would just be incoherent ramblings, and I don't know. I don't think it would be too helpful.
Yeah, it'd be like 2.5
just like
out.
Next week, I'm sure I'll be here from you as squeaks.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the deal that I have with Jackal, is that, this week is his week to kind of be dead. Next Monday, I can guarantee I will not have a voice at all, because we have 2 nights of SummerSlam, and if that wasn't enough, I'm going to SummerSlam with my dad, and we decided that we're also on Sunday gonna add a couple more friends to the program, and those 2 friends are good friends to have, and Bret Hart and Mick Foley for a little meet and greet. There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend in again, the asshole of the armpit of America, that is MetLife Stadium.
I'm so happy. You know one thing that's not happening anymore? Late night with Captain Racist.
Thank God they canceled that. I hadn't seen one person online that was actually excited for fucking late night with fucking Tony Hinchcliffe and friends. That was a ridiculous. I understand what WWE is trying to capitalize on, but that's just so not what people want right now.
Racist?
You know what I mean? They want listen, it's wrestling, all right? You gotta go in there and you wrestle. You gotta put them in a headlock. You gotta work that motherfucker all nice and tight. And like that's the crowd that would that would be appealed to by late night with Tony Hinchcliffe. So and from what I understand,
that's funny at 9:15.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. From what I understand, they were absolutely struggling to move tickets. I don't know any numbers, but I can at least tell you from my spam email, they really need those tickets. Well, I guess needed those tickets moved. Not so much anymore. Nope. But I mean, there's still plenty going on, because it's basically like a WrestleMania weekend now, Mike. It is busy as hell. There's a WrestleCon going on.
This doesn't need to be 2 nights.
Yeah. This does not need to be 2 nights at all. But damn, is everybody getting their monies out of it? And this is with the amount of money that everyone's going to make this weekend, there is no reason why they're not going to do this to every other big fool.
I lied earlier when you said if there was nothing else I wanted to talk about. Did you see that WWE is going to show AAA's next pay-per-view on Peacock or whatever streaming service?
I actually let's derail from the SummerSlam talk a little bit, because there is some going on with AAA. You're right. They're going to be moving that on to pay-per-view services, and I think YouTube as well, just streaming it. So that's going to increase, at least for their big pay-per-views. That's going to do awesome for them. But then I also saw that they put on this whole fucking show in Mexico. I guess it was probably over the weekend or whatever, because that's when all the clips came out. WWE put on this show in Mexico, like this like super show, house show.
Mm-hmm.
And all these stars, while they were there, showed up at AAA. Did you know that fucking El Grande Americano is getting a shot for the AAA Mega Championship in a 3-way? It's El Vikingo, El Hijo del Vikingo, El Grande Americano, and Dominic Mysterio for the AAA Mega Championship. That is an insane match.
Did you see the fucking crowd go nuts for Dominic?
Yeah.
I mean, that dude is as over. And the fact that WWE is using him none, besides for hopefully what will be an amazing match with AJ
Styles, yeah.
You know, he goes to AAA, and all of a sudden, you'd think he's like stone cold.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
I think back to like when he won at WrestleMania, and he had that moment, and you know, is it scripted or not? The moment of him running back and getting that admiration from the crowd with that championship in his hands. Honestly, I'm leaning towards the fact that may have been a very real moment. Not Triple H telling him to go do that.
Oh yeah.
But Dominic Mysterio saying, you know what, fuck it. People love me, and he went back and he did that. And I think that this whole Dominic Mysterio was injured angle, I mean, obviously we thought in the beginning that it was just because he didn't want to go to Saudi, which would have made sense, but we are well removed from Saudi at this point. And the fact that he's still not wrestling and he's showing up in AAA to wrestle, part of me has that wondering, like, is WWE just trying to kill some momentum? You know, like, are they saying, hey man, we don't want you to turn face. We only want you to be, you know, we want you to be as hated as you were when you were Rhea Ripley's side piece. Well, and then they just do that, and they give him, you know, to Roxanne and Raquel.
That's the thing is, they don't have to make him a good guy. He doesn't ever have to be that. Just make him fucking Eddie Guerrero. Just make him cheat to win. Make him kind of a sleazeball. He's great at it, but then he shows up and shows out in the ring, and you're like, fuck, he's kind of impressive too. Like, you don't have to baby him, or you don't have to hold him back. Just let him go out there and be himself. I mean, he's fucking over.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's plenty of other heels that are loved by people, you know? Like, I never get that argument where people are like, well, you have to hate the heel, blah, 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 blah. You have to. No. I love MJF. If I met MJF in person and he called me a fat, ugly piece of shit, I'd be like, yes, sir, thank you.
What you would.
You know, like, like you don't have to hate the heel.
MJF, yeah, that's exactly what he'd say.
Well, I'd say that's Adam Sandler's son. We don't need to go pulling names in here.
That's very true.
But like, you don't have to hate the heel. I mean, the heel is not going to do good things. But I don't think you have to hate the heel, and I think if people are liking Dominic Mysterio and he has this momentum, WWE, you should be capitalizing on that, especially while he's holding the fucking Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, he should be out there putting on some banger matches instead.
Yeah, I have some problems with how WWE has been booking their mid-card titles recently. The Intercontinental Championship, the Women's United States Championship, the Men's United States Championship. I feel like I haven't seen these things in fucking forever.
Julia won and has sat in catering since.
Yeah, these titles should be getting defended weekly on TV, and if they're not being defended weekly on TV, then they should be either like opening the show, or they should be, you know, putting on the fucking match of the week. Your mid-card champions should not be relegated to backstage segments and catering. No. And then, but again, that's kind of why I'm like, you know, he got this championship and immediately they kind of said, hey, we're going to put you in an injury angle. And I do believe it's an angle, especially since he's, you know, active in AAA. Like,
yeah.
And it's not, I mean, also, listen,
absolutely.
It's not like he's not being physical during matches, right? Like, I mean, if he wasn't cleared, he wouldn't be doing anything. So it's like, you know that he's cleared to be out there. It's just, it's odd. And you know, Dominic Mysterio in the triple threat, like I said, going to be joined by El Hijo del Vikingo, and El Grande Americano. I don't know if you saw this headline, Mike. There may be multiple people playing El Grande Americano, at least in WWE. At least in WWE. That's not to take credit away from his illustrious, legendary lucha libre career in Mexico.
Right,
but at least in WWE, we can confirm that one of the El Grande Americanos has been Chad Gable. Yep, that's right. Chad Gable confirmed it himself. Because Chad Gable is out with a rotator cuff injury is what happened. He was at a baseball game, and they were interviewing him, and he said that he had a match at WrestleMania this year, and described that match, and the match he described, and the opportunity that he totally did not have because he was not on the WrestleMania card this year was for El Grande Americano. So,
at
least one.
It is also possible. He's on probably. Well, no, he's probably on pain meds right now. He doesn't know really what's going on. So he just thought he was in that match. He saw the El Grande match, and he just was like, "Man, I wish I could be that guy."
That's maybe it. my thought was like maybe it was like maybe it was like the actual El Grande Americano. Like maybe he just had like a cold or something, and he was like, "Hey, Chad, can you we're kind of similar builds. Can you put on El Mask?" I don't know.
That's entirely possible.
I listen. I assume WWE is not going to address this at all. This was on, from what I understand, local cable television in Milwaukee. So the audience very small, very, very, very small. But Twitter took it and blew it up.
Since then, millions of people on the internet.
Right. Personally, I kind of want them to acknowledge that. I think it'd be funny if they were like, because then you could have, when Chad Gable comes back, you can have him actually get credit for the cool shit that he got to do as El Grande Americano, the career firsts that he had. And then you get to, you can get like a little like Sin Cara versus Sin Cara going, why not have a little fun with it?
You know who you can acknowledge? Your OTC1.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. I'm throwing that one up.
Because he's going to be at SummerSlam. Well,
dude, I am.
He's going to be back at SummerSlam in a random storyline that popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah. So should we get into these? Should we get into these pick'ems here?
Yeah, I think so. I think right. we talked about El Grande Americano and Dominic.
Yeah. I mean, AAA has a lot of cool stuff happening. Definitely.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so. You talking about OTC1? The OTC1 is going to be in a tag team match. Just a tag team match. No championships on the line because this is the pivot of all pivots. When Roman Reigns and Jey Uso go up against the naughty, naughty boys, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, the kind of story of this match, what they've pivoted into is the history of Roman Reigns and now, formerly the wise man, now the Oracle, Paul Heyman. Seth Rollins obviously fucking knee went kaplooey. So you're right. This match is an interesting one. It kind of came up out of nowhere, but they kind of didn't have a choice.
Also very true. Very, very true. Hard to have a match with two guys that are supposed to be involved in a big storyline when the main guy in the group has knees of tissue paper.
Yeah, that's that's the unfortunate part of Seth Rollins' career is having a signature spot being a moonsault off the second ropes and landing on your feet. Do that, couple nights a week for however many years. No knees.
That's just it though, is like he doesn't do it a lot at like house shows, but he does have random like wild fucking matches at house shows, so he's also
do you remember
done crazy.
Have you seen the clip of Seth Rollins going fucking insane in the Shield, and he's like, I think it was the Shield versus the Wyatt family, and it was like this random triple threat on Raw
14 times in one match.
When Seth Rollins went back to being what was he, fucking Tyler Black on the Indies or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that didn't help his knees too much.
The fact that I think one of his first ones was the fact that he like jumped off the ropes to give his knee like he used to do, and kind of tweaked his knee one time like that. And then I know his first real knee injury was just trying to do a typical sunset flip power bomb, landed wrong, and his knee just went. You know.
Yeah.
So and unfortunately, if you try and come back too fast from knee injuries, it doesn't heal right. It makes it more prone to being re-injured, and I'm sure. Yeah, he's clearly one of the workhorses. He's been a workhorse for WWE for years. So I'm sure his knees aren't super healthy, but at least his boys get to go out there and put on a show with the Tribal Chief and the main event Jey Uso.
Big names.
So that should be that's one of those matches that could be a damn good match, or it could just be spear, tsunami, spear, tsunami, spear, super kick.
Well,
super kick.
Mike, like it's going to be the main event because main event Jey Uso. It's going to be the main event.
It's not actually.
That's his gimmick.
It's not actually going to be the main event, is it?
No.
I hope it's not actually the main event.
No, I mean.
So he's really like middle event Jey Uso.
Well, he wishes he was middle. Full transparency, I get these match card Wikipedia, so the orders are not official. However,
I'm looking on Bleacher Report. No, I'm looking on Wrestling.
Yeah, Wikipedia has this in the piss break, the match before the main event.
Oh.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see where it falls. I mean, anything could happen, right? I mean, it could open, it could close, it could be the main event. I don't know.
Very true.
I honestly,
I feel like they have a couple other matches that would probably be main event.
Yeah. I mean, you do have a World Heavyweight Championship match on night one that could be a nice contender, and
yeah.
This is 100% gonna be the piss break. I feel so bad for everybody involved, but this is 100% gonna be the piss break. So, Mike, who's your pick for the piss break match?
I gotta assume Roman's first match back. It's gonna be him and Jey taking the W.
Okay, all right.
Right. I mean, it's pretty simple. I'm assuming there's gonna be about 14 Superman punches to Bronson Reed to knock him down, and then it's gonna come out as spear versus spear, and that's how we're gonna get Roman coming out on top with his spear. The Tribal Chief spear is number one, but yeah, I think it's gonna just be more of the same until we get Seth Rollins coming back.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get into let me grab the scroll here off the messenger. I don't know why he did it like this. He could have just fucking DM'd it to me. All right. Okay. So, Roman and Yeet Man versus Naughty Naughty Boys. Woof. Not very excited for this one. We'll be a bit more excited if the Naughty Naughty Boys absolutely annihilate Bloodline whatever, which I don't know that they're still calling themselves the Bloodline. The Naughty Naughty Boys are Braun and Bronson here. But I guess Bloodline means Braun. Roman and Yeet Man. But that's not the Blood. Yeah. You're missing one. It's not the full. Anyway, he says not very interested, so that means it'll probably be a good match. That's what happens when you gotta pivot. And the pick of Mr. Jackal Joker is the Naughty Naughty Boys, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and that is my pick as well. I am because here's the way I'm looking at it, right? Roman can't get pinned. That is out of the question. No fucking way in hell. Yeah. So you still have to find a way to keep people interested and start this story, because I mean, obviously they want Roman to be in there somehow, and right, they're just trying to find a way to fit everybody in and get the pieces in there, so that way they can just say, okay, you guys are angry at each other because of X, Y, and Z. So now they're just trying to set everything back up, and I think what is most important right now is keeping the momentum behind Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, because they don't have Seth Rollins. And we, as far as we know anyway, I mean, we're recording this before Raw, as always, so as far as we know,
very true,
Seth Rollins is not there. Seth Rollins is not cutting promos. Seth Rollins is not live via satellite which means you have to keep a way to keep people interested. And the only way that you're going to keep people interested in Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed is by making them look strong as fuck. Because right now, people are looking at it that way. Is they're going, well, the main guy is out, but you got his tag team. And it's like, no. If WWE is going to pivot this the right way, then either Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed is about to become the new main guy. Or maybe both of them simultaneously. Personally, again, I think Roman Reigns is completely out of the question of getting pinned here, which obviously means that would be Jey Uso. But I still think they're going to do like the Roman injury angle. Buy yourself a couple more months, at least buy Roman some weeks off TV, and then get back into this for Survivor Series.
All right, so first I'll go with why I just think it's Roman's first match back. You want him to look like Roman Reigns again. Mm-hmm. That's why I think you have him get the pin, or because he's even helping Jey Uso up. He sets up he gets the spear, sets up, tags Jey in for the splash. Jey gets the pin, something stupid like that, where the Samoans still have more wins than losses in the last 10 years. Or if you actually want to make Braun or Bronson a bigger name, they've been kind of centering on Braun Breaker being the big dog, being he's saying it's his yard. If he puts Roman down with the spear and gets the pin, that's kind of an upset, number one. He uses Roman's move, number two. He claims it as his move, number three, and he pins a former one of the best champions ever. So, I mean, if you're going to do it and do it big, you do it like that.
At the end of the day, remember, you are talking about friend of the program, Braun Breaker. So we are, at least I am a very big fan of Braun Breaker. I have paid good money to meet him in person. So I think, if that's what they decide to do, that'd be a statement. I mean, it'd definitely be a way forward.
That's how, that's if you want to make a star, that's how you do it. Yeah. But I just think, unfortunately, they're probably looking at this match going, well, we got to play it safe. We got to protect everybody. So we'll have Roman and Jey squeak out a win, but they'll do it in, Roman will get a spear, but then he'll tag Jey in to show that he's a good guy now, and Jey will do his splash, and that's how they'll get the victory.
The other theory that I've seen online that I want to get your opinion on is the idea that because Seth Rollins is out and, quite frankly, Paul Heyman's looking for another sugar daddy, does he go crawling back to Roman Reigns, or does Roman Reigns turn again and go back to Paul Heyman now with a little bit more firepower behind him? And I personally would not want that. But, I mean, that would be a hell of an image for Roman Reigns to have Roman Reigns, to have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed behind him and Paul Heyman in his ear. That would, you throw Jimmy and Jey on top of that, just build out that faction. Like, man, people would start bitching and complaining about the bloodline real quick, but that would kind of be the point at that, like that would be kind of be what they want.
Yeah, I don't think Roman's going to be doing that anytime soon. I mean, that would be hilarious. I think if they were going to do it, they'd probably swerve and make Jey do that or something like that,
That, I would like that. Honestly, I think I would like that for Jey Uso because, again, Jackal's calling him the Yeet Man. We've called him the Yeet Man on air many, many, many times. It's like, dog, you are just a catchphrase. And, like, people are looking at it now as, like, he's doing 2 entrances a match, right? Like, it's the bit.
Because his kids like his song so much. Yeet one more time, yeet one more time. And it's like, yeet. That's all you're going to be good for now is a couple spears, a couple super kicks, maybe a splash, and just yeeting for 25 minutes. Talk about a decline after a championship.
I mean, it was during the championship. It wasn't after the champ. His World Heavyweight Championship run was just
doing it now.
Yeet, yeet, yeet. Like, I mean, it's cool that he's making money.
Yeah.
Good for you. If you find something that works, milk the fuck out of it. But, like, they are not writing any depth into that. It's literally just how much merch can we put Yeet on because the kids like it. And if the kids like it, there's money behind it.
Yep.
I get it. And I get that WWE is for all ages, right? I get it. Listen, I understand the image. I know what they're going for here. but like, there's, as far as a character is concerned, there's nothing past Yeet. That's it. There was character there when he was with the Usos, right? When they were actually exploring their family past. But once he got Yeet, that's basically it.
There was even some character, like, when he was doing those, like, actual heartfelt promos against Gunther, you're like, wow, this man is actually speaking from the heart, and he's not doing too bad.
Oh, he can talk. This is
impressive. I want to see more of this, Jay. And then they just went back to, no, one word, 4 letters, yeet. And, okay.
Yeah, I mean...
That's why I think, if they could turn him and give him some personality, that'd be kind of nice.
Yeah. I mean, that would definitely be a cool way out. And I feel like at that point, you just take Jey Uso and just stand him in for Seth Rollins, so you don't necessarily have to rewrite anything. Like, obviously you'd have to kind of rephrase the promos and stuff, but...
Really, sure. Seth and Jay kind of have a different talking pattern.
Oh, just a little.
That would be
just a little bit.
That'd be the fun part when Seth comes back. Is you'd get the, okay, yeah, I'm back, so thanks, bud. And he's like, I'm not going anywhere. These are my guys now. And then all of a sudden we have that, that turmoil.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see where they pivot with this, and we're really probably not going to know until the actual match starts, because I feel like WWE is figuring all this shit out on the fly. Like, legitimately, I saw that fan theory on Twitter today. And WWE might be seeing it today too. Like they have their finger on the pulse, but I mean they're also like it's all still coming out, and we still don't know much about Seth Rollins at this point. We don't know much of anything there. But what we do know is what's going to be the next match, or at least Wikipedia says the first match of night 1, a singles match for the WWE Women's Championship. Your WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton going up against Jade Cargill. We are finally here because this was the culmination of the Queen of the Ring, right? So this is This is a big match. This is a big match for Tiffany. This is a big match for Jade. And I feel like this is one of those matches where when you're starting to talk about the future of WWE women's divisions, I feel like you could probably put this match as something that's going to set the tone moving forward.
Oh, absolutely.
I have my my note here from Sleep Deprived. This one's covered in glitter, and it says Tiffy time. Okay, well that probably less interested now that Naomi has been figured out, but I still think WWE has been too hot on the Cargill train as of late. She's on a roll, so they're going to put it on her, and that's why it's the obvious choice sometimes. You got to go with the inverse. Give me Tiffy. So Jackal is going with Tiffany Stratton. Me personally, I think that Tiffany Stratton is at an interesting point here because she's had the matches against Charlotte. She's had Trish Stratus. She's had a championship, like, chasing that title. She now has the title on her. We've gotten through some of the dream matches. We've gotten through some of the guaranteed sells. And now it's like, okay, what's next? And that's why I'm saying that this match, I think, is going to be important for the WWE Women's Division moving forward, because Tiffany Stratton is now becoming an established name, and Jade Cargill is not too far behind her. I think there's a tell here in the fact that Naomi has that women's Money in the Bank briefcase.
Didn't she already use it?
Yep, you're right. I'm fucking stupid. Yeah, so Naomi... I'm so fucking tired, Mike. So Naomi...
That's all right.
Naomi has already cashed in the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, which means I guess she's out of the picture. Right? So that means Jade Cargill can focus on chasing a title. And that means that this is going to be the first of many. This is going to be a rivalry in the making. I legitimately feel like Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill can be something that it doesn't matter who has the title. It doesn't matter who's the challenger. It's always going to be money.
I think, well, I shouldn't say I think you're right. I really hope you're right. If these two mesh, which is entirely possible, this could be one of those feuds that just goes, you know? Because they both have a lot of potential. They have both shown they can put on great matches. I mean, Jade in AEW was undefeated for like 40, 60 some odd matches. Tiff went from NXT straight to the main roster and was popular the whole time. I don't think she needs this belt anymore, and I would probably put it on Jade just to kind of elevate her a little bit, and I think she could make some grand entrances with that belt. I think for Tiffany Stratton, she could use a slight heel turn, because her just being the baby face that's kind of an asshole as well is, I mean, that was Charlotte's gimmick, you know? I think we could use some heel Tiff, and then we could have
still
Jade
heel turn
just
with
be
the belt
champion
on
for a while. True, and she'd probably do a good job at it, but I kind of want her to be like a heel in the hunt, you know, just doing some underhanded shit to try and get her belt back. Plus, I just want to kind of see, like, you brought Jade over for the sole reason that you were probably going to make her a champion at some point. Just fucking do it. And then now that she's champ, we can have that. We can move on to other feuds not named Nia goddamn Jax. And that's the other thing is, hey, quit putting all your fucking women's talent on Raw.
Yeah.
Maybe,
well,
please.
You know, there's
put
only
some of them on SmackDown.
Well, you put some of them on SmackDown. You could also, you know, put maybe some more on the SummerSlam card, if we're being honest, because there's two.
What, WWE short selling their women again? What?
Yeah, well, you know, there's only so many spots for them, I guess, because the other spots are being taken up by Randy Orton and Donut Hole and Logan Paul and maybe, just maybe, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, if he makes it back. Although the Miz said if he doesn't, the Miz is willing to take his spot.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did not hear that, but that explains what Jackal his pick here. We'll get into it here, because Jackal said Drew being stuck in the UK for this match is fucking hilarious. It's the most attention that's going to get drawn to this match. It's so predictable. If Drew is stuck, still give me the Miz to replace him. But regardless, Donut Hole and Orton win. So Jackal, being the realist, going with Donut Hole and Randy Orton. Honestly, I wonder if they even do this match if Drew McIntyre doesn't get in the United States.
Yes, because it's not about Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton. It's because of Donut Hole and Logan Paul.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's one of these things where this match has gotten a lot of like negative, you know, not negative press, but like not necessarily good coverage. People aren't really happy about it.
Well, no, that's the thing, is it's gotten coverage, but in like those cringy 80s ways. Where it's like, oh, we're going to go on a talk show. Now we're going to have a fight on the talk show. And it's just, it looks bad. It looks cringy. And it's just like, you're doing shit that we haven't done in 40 years because it even looked stupid then. Like, all of it looked fake on Jimmy Fallon's show or whatever. It just looked stupid. And it made me feel bad for Randy and Drew, because it's like, both of these guys are former champions. Both of these guys have had great careers so far. And we're reducing them to this. Hopefully they're having fun. That's all I can say, is hopefully they're having fun, because otherwise, woof.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like there's really going to be a technical masterpiece in this match. You know, like, this is...
fuck no.
This is... Oh, man. This is going to be my piss break. I honestly kind of need to pee now just talking about it. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not watching that match. Yeah. No, I mean, this one... Jackal's being the realist, going with Randy Orton and Donut Hole because the celebrity's going to win. I hope Drew McIntyre can come back to the United States so I can watch Drew McIntyre Claymore kick Donut Hole in the face. That's how I want this to go.
But that's not going to happen.
I know.
Because
I don't want to agree with Jackal, though.
He's going to hit a black hole slam at least once, because he's shown he can do that.
Because fucking Abyss taught him how to bump or whatever.
Yeah. And then at the end of the match, I'm assuming Logan Paul, because Logan Paul probably signed up to do it, It'll be an RKO, which will bounce him back up. Jelly Roll, grab him by the throat, choke slam, pin, 1, 2, 3. Hit the music.
I'm not excited for that match.
Nobody should be. I'm assuming the people that are excited also can't read.
I hope that Randy Orton gets something. Because, like, every time Orton is in a match, it legitimately could just be his last match. Because some freak injury could happen. Because it's happened to him several times before. And it's like...
Very true.
We have John Cena and Randy Orton on the roster at the same time. And one of them is fighting fucking Jelly Roll. like, how do you book that? It sounds
like something you'd make up.
It sounds like something a fucking 5-year-old would make up, because if you know anything about John Cena and Randy Orton, both probably in their last or in one of their last years of pro wrestling, and it's like, yeah, we're not gonna touch this at all. No, we don't. It's fine. It's cool. Get the country guy. Like, and I get that I don't know who Jelly Roll is, and I get that he's a big name or whatever. And again, we've talked about this before. It's not for me. And I'm cool with that, right? I get not everything in wrestling is going to be for me. But I just hope to God that, like, Randy Orton, especially Drew McIntyre, who has been shafted of opportunities, right? He had that title for 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
5 fucking minutes.
Yep, he's been shafted time and time and time again.
And he doesn't get to go on the hunt again. He doesn't get to go on the hunt again. He just has to fucking fight Damian Priest in a cage match that even Jesse Ventura hates. And then they have a fucking concerto that doesn't mean shit because Drew McIntyre just fucking walks it off because he wants to go to Jinder Mahal's wedding. Then he gets stuck in the fucking UK and he has absolutely nothing to show for any of it.
Mm-hmm.
The last time Drew McIntyre was in front of this crowd, because, you know, MetLife to Lincoln Financial, those two stadiums aren't far away. This is still that. If you were driving to Philly for WrestleMania, you're driving to New Jersey for SummerSlam. So, like,
can I talk about Philly real quick?
Sure. What do you got?
Leave it to a fucking Philadelphia fan. Namely the Phillies, to get caught having your boy flick the bean of his girlfriend.
What?
At a fucking baseball game.
What?
Yeah, I'll tag you in it. I'll tag you in it right now. I'll tag you in it so you can watch what I'm talking about.
What?
And there you go. You
fuck
tagged.
Are you talking about? What, on TikTok?
Yep.
Oh my god.
On X.
No.
Yeah, there was a baseball game in New York, and it was the Phillies, I think, against the Mets or the Yankees or whatever, and this dude's just diddling away.
Oh my god. Brother. Jesus. Dog, it's a ballpark. What the fuck? Well, I guess the balls are in play. I don't.
Well, leave it to fucking Philly, man.
Oh, man. Oh, leave it to Philly. Also, fuck you for putting that on my Twitter timeline now, you piece of shit.
I saw it and I was like, yeah, of course it's fucking Philly. God.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just one of those things where you think back to, like, you know, what was, because, like, even, like, Cody Rhodes brought it up with John Cena, right? Where, like, and we'll talk about it, but, you know, the last time we saw Cody Rhodes was in Philadelphia when he was losing, and he wants to make that right. And so it's like, okay, well, when was the last time we saw Drew McIntyre? Well, when he was looking like a fucking dumbass, crawling across the desk like a fucking stripper for CM Punk. And, you know, that's just what you got to think of. And it's like, these guys, obviously, you know, they know more than us, and they understand the business, and it's a job, and you got to do some stuff to get the opportunities later, and blah, 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 blah. But, like, especially with Randy Orton, you are wasting time. You are wasting prime time.
Yeah.
And not Logan Paul prime time.
No, it's gross prime time.
It is very gross prime time. I tried it the other day. There was like a cherry flavor or whatever. I forget exactly what it was. It was the red bottle or whatever. Fuck, it was gross, dude. It tasted like soap. I don't understand how people drink that. I really don't.
I don't know, man. Some people like it. I don't get it.
Yeah. You know, and then they got.
Anyway, luckily, we don't have to talk about him anymore. There's other matches.
Yeah, there's other matches.
Watch, you know.
You get to watch other matches.
Karrion Kross try and murder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Karrion Kross finally getting opportunities. Yes. Yeah, again, because Sammy has lost the Saudi buff. He is. I don't necessarily know who's gonna get. I don't know who's gonna get cheered in this one. I don't know that New Jersey likes Sami Zayn, if I'm being quite honest, because
that's fair. I don't know.
It's not a Philly crowd, but it's still that. I mean, it's the same crowd. So like, it's always going to be unpredictable how people react. I'm telling you right now that I am the crowd, and I'm going to be behind Karrion Kross for this one. He definitely gets my pick here, and especially because he's been just shafted opportunity by opportunity, and he's been one that he's getting more notoriety by breaking a bat on his Twitter than he is by the actual skill. And you and I both watched NXT. We saw what Killer Kross is like, so I'm gonna go with Karrion Kross, and so is Jackal, because he says it may be a day late or $1 short for me on this one. Chunking down Kross and Saudi was a bad choice, and giving him the pity win here isn't going to do much for me. His pick is still Karrion Kross. I feel like this is me. This is not Jackal's pick anymore. This is me. This is Era. I feel like a win here will still help Karrion Kross, because if the crowd is as behind Karrion Kross as I think they will be, it's going to look like a gladiator murdering somebody who he should not be in the ring with.
I want that to be the case so bad. I want it to be Karrion Kross goes in there, Sammy's already injured, so we get Sammy going in, trying his damnedest to battle against the big badass that is Karrion Kross, and Karrion Kross just beats the absolute tar out of him for like 5-10 minutes, and that's the match we get. Just Karrion Kross beating the piss out of him. And that would be, I think, good enough. But Sammy is quote-unquote the ultimate underdog, even though he's had a lot of wins. So I wouldn't be surprised if, all of a sudden Karrion Kross goes to taunt, turns his back, Sammy pops up, he turns around, haluva kick, 1, 2.
If there's just a fucking fast-ass haluva kick to just end this match, I'm not going to be happy with it. You can't do that in front of a Philly crowd. You can't. That's not going to work. I think you're on to something though with Sammy being injured, and he's just gonna get murdered for sure. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's kind of how that one goes, unfortunately for Sammy. But such is the way when you are a pale pasty man, which I can also say is a pale pasty man. Who I mean, let's be honest. Sami Zayn is in shape for the average person, but is just a normal in shape dude, and Karrion Kross is a fucking freak of nature. So
he's a large man. He's a large man.
Again, he got more notoriety for breaking baseball bats on his fucking in an arm bar on his fucking Twitter. So he's a very, very dangerous man. I do not envy Sami Zayn. But your funeral, I guess. Then we have a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. The Judgment Day, your reigning, defending Women's Tag Team Championship, or champions, I should say. It feels like they've been champions on and off forever. It's just, it's Raquel and Roxanne, but let's be honest, it's the same Judgment Day combo that we've, just, it's the Judgment Day going up against the new budding, definitely not friends, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I have to say, I love the chemistry between these two. I think it's truthfully, I'd like to see Alexa Bliss with the Wyatt Six, but this has been entertaining.
I don't. After seeing her with Charlotte, I don't want to see. To be fair, if I'm going to be honest, and I don't know what Alexa wants to do, because she seemed happy with Bray Wyatt, but seeing the loudmouth sassy Bliss back, because she was, talking shit on everybody when she actually had a voice. I wouldn't mind seeing that back, but this right now, and them being kind of snotty with each other, but then helping each other out, they have such good chemistry, and it works so well. So I've been very happy to see, even with Alexa getting her nose busted open.
Yeah, I think that Alexa Bliss will probably, again, I think you're right. It does depend on what Alexa wants to do. Obviously, it's something that they've kind of been getting the opinion before they do things. But I feel like at some point she probably will end up back with the Wyatt Six. I feel like this is probably just buying them time, so that way the Wyatt Six can actually build an identity, like their own identity.
Yeah,
so that way Uncle Howdy
they
can
brought
actually
them in and then just wasted them.
Well, I mean, now they're your
right
SmackDown Tag Team Champs, your WWE Tag Team Champs.
Yeah, which was wild. What a random win.
A random win, but a win that I think is going to, honestly, I feel like kind of in a way maybe hurt that division, because the Wyatt Six is, they're we'll get into it when we get into their match, because they're TBA. So we'll, let's real quick, let's just get the picks out for this one. Judgment Day versus Roxanne and Charlotte Flair. Roxanne and Charlotte Flair. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Jesus Christ, I cannot talk today. So the Judgment Day, Raquel and Roxanne.
Matchup. Sorry, you guys have to switch partners now.
Yeah, halfway through, the ref's just gonna they're just gonna ring a bell. Weird stipulation. But no, I feel like you have a lot of momentum right now that's kind of building with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and I feel like, again, you're just kind of buying time for Alexa before she goes back to the Wyatt Six. The Judgment Day has kind of grown a little bit stale, especially they brought Roxanne in and then just kind of immediately put her in the Liv Morgan spot, which I understand the reasoning behind that, but it's, it kind of wore off real quick. And you need something for them to do, right? Because it's the Judgment Day holding gold. They've done that for a very long time, and they've had a lot of matches with these tag team champions.
Yeah.
So I think probably the only thing that really makes sense here is going with Alexa and Charlotte. That's what Jackal thinks as well, because he said the Judgment Day story is for the ladies in a weird flux spot right now. I like this new way they're taking Charlotte and Alexa. They win here, maybe leading to a blow-off at Mania in 26, which, I mean, Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair, is that a WrestleMania match in 2026? I don't know. But he is also going to go with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Did you think Charlotte versus Tiffy was last year?
So, no, but it happened anyway.
Possible. You never know. But, yep. I like us to have something different, but I think this one is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I think, but we could all be wrong. There could be just another Judgment Day win, but it seems like Charlotte and Alexa should win this one, especially because they have been so enjoyable together, and you should keep them on TV together probably a little longer.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And we were talking about the Wyatt Six, so the Wyatt Six, we don't know exactly which night this match is going to take place on, so we'll just talk about it now. The Wyatt Six won the WWE Tag Team Championships, the Men's Tag Team Championships on SmackDown, and they are going to find themselves in a 6-pack tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Hell yeah, baby! And we are getting it. I am excited
match of the weekend
for this. This is gonna fucking cook, because we have the Wyatt Six, which is Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy. Those are the two that are officially holding the belt. They're going to be going up against the teams of Andrade and Rey Fenix. We got DIY.
High flying in that match.
We got DIY. We got Fraxium. We got the Motor City Machine Guns. And we got the Street Profit. So we are absolutely loaded.
Question for the group. What the fuck happened to Pretty Deadly?
What do you mean?
Where'd they go? What are they doing? They brought them up to the main roster, and now they're just gone.
Oh, they're just sitting catering, I assume. Getting a paycheck. Looking pretty. Probably finding another dating app to be the face of. I don't know why, but that's just always stuck with me whenever Bray, or I think it was Wade Barrett. He was like, it's the face of the dating app, Prince. I'm like, yeah. Hell yeah, Wade. But yeah, so this is going to be a fucking awesome match. Jackal does not even know that this match is happening. So we don't have picks for him. But
solid. I
would assume, especially, listen, TLC matches are never normal matches in the WWE anymore. There's always fuckery. And I feel like if any team can get away with a lot of fuckery, it's the Wyatt Six. DIY is there because they're entertaining. Fraxium is there because they need the opportunity. Motor City Machine Guns are there because they're fucking athletic as hell. And the Street Profits are there because they can sell really, really well. And the Wyatt Six are going to be there to absolutely fucking clean house. Because we've seen how the Wyatt Six is working now when they just won these titles out of nowhere. They fucking destroyed everyone. When they debuted on Netflix, they fucking destroyed everyone. I would assume that in this match here, they're going to fucking destroy everyone. It's my assumption.
But the whole thing of having tables, ladders, and chairs makes it a bit easier to take out those people that fucking destroy everyone, right? So, I mean, this is one of those matches where any of these teams could have belts, except I don't think they're going to put them on Andrade and Rey Fenix because I just don't think they will.
Yeah, no, probably not.
This could be one of those ones where, like, if you look back at old TLCs, I think it was Y2J and Benoit won one randomly, where you're like, oh, okay. And it's one of those where a random team could win because all the other teams you'd expect took themselves out by doing something big and crazy. And then, like, somebody like, Nathan Frazier or Axiom or Montez Ford just happened to be the last one standing, was able to climb in time and got it. And that's what I don't know who to pick. I honestly don't, because do I love the Motor City Machine Guns? Hell yeah, I do. Would I love to see them as champions again? Sure. Why not? Would I also like to see pretty much any of those other teams because it just means more banger matches? Fuck yeah. So I'm going to pick Fraxium.
Fraxium would really benefit from this opportunity. Because I feel like, Nathan Frazier's a fucking machine. He's a fucking unreal human being. And fucking Axiom is... I'm convinced Axiom may actually be able to fly. Or at least, I guess, however he's powered by the power of mathematics or whatever. Something's working there. Like, that would be a very good opportunity. That'd be a very good opportunity for them. And if they can kind of become associated with TLC matches or, that kind of, just kind of get that niche, like the Hardys had that one of just crazy athletics and crazy matches. And if you could kind of get into that niche, I feel like that's one that needs to be filled by the tag team division right now.
Well, and I think crazy matches will probably end up going towards the Wyatt Six, but like Fraxium, looking at their NXT stuff, I mean, they literally could go into a match with anybody and just have a fucking banger any night of the week. And that's why that SmackDown tag division, man, is just levels above loaded. Raw, because any of those teams can do that. And that's why this is one of those matches where I'm like, I don't know that I care who wins. Regardless, we're going to get some amazing matches out of it. Like, I don't think DIY will win, but they're sneaky bastards, so there's always a chance. I don't think the Street Profits would win, even though I would love to see them dripped in gold again. It kind of leads me down towards, I think you're either right, and it's going to be the Wyatt Six. Just, tables, ladders broken, everything broken, and one of them stands tall, and then the whole family's tall. Or it's going to be like a team like Fraxi, but it could go any way, and it's just going to be fun as hell to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, SmackDown, their tag team division it's going to be in a good spot no matter what happens. Definitely a whole lot better than Raw. And Raw, though, it does have its good spots, and its best spot, I think, is coming up with the World Heavyweight Championship, which I think is probably going to be our main event of night one, because Jade Cargill got her shot from Queen of the Ring, but CM Punk gets his shot from King of the Ring, when CM Punk will challenge the reigning, defending, fresh off Bill Goldberg, Gunther your World Heavyweight Championship bout. Jackal here has some strong opinions. I'm going to do my best to relay these emotions. Let the record show that this is scribbled in crayon and it looks like it is really pressed into the page. So he really meant this. He said, the Gunther character was assassinated 3 months ago, and in my opinion, he hasn't recovered since then. Tapping to the Yeet Man and getting taken to the brink by McAfee. Give me Punk. I feel like Jackal's obviously a little emotional here. There's a lot of scribbles on the page. It kind of looks like a 5-year-old that had a temper tantrum. If you take a step...
That's just his normal writing.
Oh, okay, understood. If you take a step back, right, and you look at this here, yes, Gunther's character needs some help. But what is going to help Gunther the most? Chopping a hole through the chest of CM Punk. CM Punk, at least in the WWE, has not been afraid to take the spot that nobody wants to take, and he has not been afraid to work with the up-and-coming stars. I legitimately, whatever Punk did in AEW is whatever Punk did in AEW, but the Punk in WWE wants, or at least is willing to, help people that need it. And Gunther needs a win, and he needs a dominant win. CM Punk, no matter what, is a fucking babyface. No matter what he does, he can shoot someone, and people would cheer for it. They love him. The only exception may be if he were to ever go back to AEW, but we'll cross that road when we get there. At least in WWE, he's a babyface. Gunther is supposed to be a scary heel. This is the match where they align all of that again, because Gunther's just gonna go out there and beat the shit out of CM Punk. That's what's gonna happen here. I really think Jackal's saying that he wants Punk. I think the crowd's going to want Punk. MetLife is going to want Punk. I'll be chanting CM Punk, CM Punk. But I mean, at the end of the day, CM Punk is a little past his prime, and I think Gunther's just entering it.
I think it should be an ass whooping, but this is another one of those matches. Gunther has shown that he talks during a match, so I think this match is going to go on longer than you expect. And I know Captain Sleepyhead Jackal doesn't watch NXT, so he doesn't know about the fact.
He doesn't know Walter.
When Gunther is put in, he doesn't know Walter. He doesn't know that when Walter and Gunther are put into a submission, mostly a sleeper hold, aka rear, like a standing rear naked, he taps fast. He did it against Ilya. He did it again against Jay. And if they would have done it right, they would have said that was Jay studying tape and knowing that. They didn't, which made Gunther look even weaker. That's what they should have said, because there is a history there. And then he had a match against McAfee that went longer than you expected, which I think is going to be the same thing that happens here. I think we're going to get a lot. He's taken at least 1 or 2 GTSs. And probably
for sure.
a couple diving elbow drops. But I think he just chops the fuck out of CM Punk a few times. And by a few, I mean like a baker's dozen, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think he gets the win over CM Punk, and we get the reign of Gunther continuing. I don't know who's going to take the belt off of him next. I didn't think it was going to be Jey Uso before. I wouldn't be surprised if they have him hold it until Mania, unless Seth Rollins can come back a bit sooner and use that Money in the Bank in a super interesting way to take it off of him.
Yeah, and I think, especially when Seth Rollins was around, I think maybe CM Punk could have been a contender to win that match, because then you could have had Rollins cash in on CM Punk. But I just don't know where they're going with this, and I think if you want to realign your division here and say, okay, Gunther, you've had some opportunities, they kind of didn't really work out for you, but you know what, you had them, cool, let's get you back on track here. Maybe you just get some fucking title defenses under his belt, have him run a tournament, have something for people to fight for, and Gunther can just shit talk for a little bit, like. What if,
and I know it's not, well, I assume it's not, I'm going to say that. I assume it's not. What if this whole injury thing with Rollins was just a massive work for him to basically stay away from Roman? We get to the end of this match. CM Punk hits a GTS, picks up Gunther for another one, nails it, and as he gets ready to go for the pin, Seth Rollins' music hits and he cashes in, stomps the shit out of CM Punk, pins him 1, 2, 3, and he escapes with the title.
Seth Rollins has already had his cash-in moment, I think. I think he's already had his...
I'd love it. Well... It's not like he doesn't need to.
That's true. I mean, for being honest, I don't think he really needed the Money in the Bank briefcase to begin with this time. But, I mean, he got it. And, we'll see. Because that would be a hell of a way to end night one if this is in the main event spot like I thought. And it would definitely, at least for the next 12 hours, be what everybody is talking about. Because on Sunday night, we have night 2 of SummerSlam. And
night 2.
Yeah, night 1, there were 5 matches announced. Night 1, there were 6. Night 2, there are 5. And the first of which will be the return of our illustrious, greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, finally cleared off the injury list, the greatest luchador ever to live, the greatest Mysterio of all time, Dominic Mysterio, will be defending the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles. This is a match that was originally supposed to happen in Saudi Arabia. Dominic Mysterio had a absolutely horrific injury that we know zero details of, but it kept him off of TV for like a fucking month. He didn't have any matches.
Lucky he's alive.
Yeah, very lucky he's alive. Mustache still intact. Mullet still intact, although there are rumors that apparently he said in an interview that he might go back to bleach blonde just to fuck with people. So I don't know if we're gonna have mullet for a while, but I mean, anyway, we got Dominic Mysterio versus AJ.
Blonde mullet at SummerSlam, I'd shit my pants.
I don't think the world could handle that, but I mean, again, this is the Dominic Mysterio. He had all of that buzz behind him after WrestleMania, and here he is. I mean, we talked about him when we were talking about the AAA stuff, so we can keep this one kind of short. But I feel like you need Dominic to actually have a run with that title so that way he can have something substantial out of it. I don't see WWE just being like, well, we put the title on you and then people started cheering, so we're going to take it off. I feel like they would just be like, well, we're going to try to push things around a little bit, see if we can't get him to boo you while you have the gold. I feel like Dominic Mysterio is probably going to hold on to this. I would say at least until Rumble.
Possible.
So I have Dominic Mysterio winning this one.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins, but at the same time, do you give AJ another belt before he rides off into the sunset? I think so. And the Intercontinental, don't get me wrong. All right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it sweet. Mm-hmm. I think Dominic wins. I want, just for one final run of just absolute fucking banger AJ matches, I want AJ Styles. And don't get me wrong, I want a world title on him instead, but it doesn't seem like that's where their heads are. Yeah. So I don't think that's going to happen. But I would like to see him just have one more title run.
Yeah, I got some... I think Jack will agree with you here. I'm trying to read this page that he sent. It's a little hard to read here because it's just wet. It's very soggy paper. And seeing what he wrote here, it may be his tears. Because about this match, Jackal said, "I'm torn. I want both to. I'd rather AJ get another world title before he's done. Still, like my headcanon of Dom going to AAA to defend it. Give me the greatest IC champ ever, Dirty Dom." But I think, it seems like it was written through tears for AJ Styles. Oh, wait, there's a follow-up note here.
I don't think those are tears.
There's a follow-up note here that says, we should check in with FGK after the match to see if he's okay when AJ Styles loses.
Ooh, yeah, true.
Yeah, which, I mean, is fair. AJ Styles, not a documented FGK fan, but FGK documented AJ Styles. But yeah, I mean, this one's probably going to go to Dirty Dom. AJ, hey man, you got to go back to TNA and here, get ready to fly. So You're riding off into the sunset, bud. They're getting ready to wheel you out.
Which he didn't even want it. He didn't want
to
hear that ever again. And they were just like, "Yeah, I saw
the clip from Chris Van Fleet, and he's like, yeah, if you ever hear me using that song, it means somebody snuck it in on me. And then he goes back to TNA, and they immediately stick it in. Honestly, like, he should use that. Like he should fucking use that. It's so good, so good. Speaking of so good, there was a clip that I saw that I tagged you in on Twitter of Tiffany Stratton getting escorted through the airport by Solo Sikoa and the motherfucking Tongans, the MFTs, Solo Sikoa's MFTs. That was a fucking visual. They should give them a fucking APA gimmick. Legitimately, right? You should just be like, yeah, dog, we're fucking big and we're dangerous and we'll fucking protect you for money. And then Solo Sikoa gets to stay in his fucking, 90s sitcom kind of fucking mob boss gimmick that he's got going on, where like he's funny, but he's also like gonna hurt you. Like it would totally work if they did that APA gimmick. Maybe cut out like the booze and gambling and shit. But I don't know, mercenaries for hire or something like that. All. Yeah, that's not gonna really work. But Jackal here says Solo and the motherfucking Tongans are too much for Fatu. I would love to see some established dominance here. Don't ping pong this shit. I don't even remember. It's a steel cage match for the WWE United States Championship. Yeah. Solo Sikoa going up, but Solo Sikoa is the United States champion and is defending against Jacob Fatu. Legitimately, I know Jackal is saying don't ping pong this year, and he's picking Solo. I feel like WWE really likes Jacob Fatu. And I don't see Jacob Fatu really going back down anytime soon. You know what I mean? I feel like he's just going to be getting pushed to the fucking moon, which would be great for him. And Solo Sikoa has seen a great deal of success already. The focus of this faction that Solo Sikoa has, it should not be Solo Sikoa and the MFTs, not like a fucking boy band. The focus solely right now should be on the motherfucking Tongans. And they should have some gold around their waist rather than Solo Sikoa. And I feel like it's just a weird visual right now where they're like, the MFTs are kind of the stars, right? Like that's what people are watching, right? They got a fun name now. They got Tala Tonga, right? It's kind of dumb, but people are kind of like, hey, you know what? He's still here. And I don't know. I feel like you can get that popping if Solo Sikoa loses gold, but then that, he loses it. And so it's like, all right, now it's your guys' turn. You got to go get it back. And so, it would be a little bit ping-pongy, but Jacob Fatu could walk out of here. And it's a steel cage, which traditionally means that, they're in there one-on-one.
That is true. And I think they give it back to Jacob Fatu. I could be wrong. Very possible. I don't know who would go after Solo next, but I think it's Jacob Fatu taking that gold back and bringing it to a bigger level.
Yeah, I mean it's what makes sense. It's definitely I feel like when you have someone like Jacob Fatu who is getting pushed, gets the gold on him, and then just like loses it to the same dude. You know what I mean? Like it kind of feels a little. It feels like they kind of shafted Jacob of his original push.
Did you see that they were making him, which they used to do for people like Brock Lesnar, that they were making him city exclusive shirts now?
Oh,
so
there's a big push for Jacob.
It's gonna say Fatu. What? Yeah. Like they're doing like the main event primetime guy stuff for Jacob Fatu. Like he's gonna be wearing shirts or jerseys that rep his name and the city everywhere they go. The big cities, I mean.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it sounds like,
I'm sure he's not going to have one for, like, Sioux Falls, South Dakota,
Why not? Nice little 5,000 person crowd.
You're
Why
right.
not? Little limited run.
I could very well be wrong. But
yeah, no, I mean, I feel like that kind of points back towards a Jacob push coming in. So that makes sense there. We have a triple threat match as well for the women's world championship. talked about her earlier as I fucked up her having the Money in the Bank briefcase. Sorry about that. Please don't put razor blades in my drink. I will proceed with caution, as your women's world champion, Naomi, will defend against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky has been Triple H's new favorite combination to watch on screen, which I'm not necessarily going to say no to, but it does kind of feel a little bit shoehorned in, just a little bit, you know? I mean, it's going to be a great match. And
oh, absolutely.
I want Naomi to win because Naomi just got this fucking title and she needs to defend it. She needs to hold on to this. She fucking deserves it. So I want Naomi to win. At the same time, people are talking about this being Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match for a women's title. She's been in this spot many, many times before, and it has worked out for her many, many times. So we will see exactly what she says. Jackal is going as far as saying that he believes that this will be match of the night. Rhea and Io are going to beat the piss out of each other, and Naomi steals it at the end. His pick is Naomi. Personally, again, I also want Naomi. I just hope she doesn't steal it. I want this to be a nice, solid defense from Naomi. Like, actually be like, yeah, I have this title, and this is mine. Fuck you.
Right. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, too. I think Naomi worked her ass off to get here. I really hope they don't transition champ her ass, because it's been a long time coming for her. She definitely deserves, at the very least, I would say till Rumble to hold this belt. Bare minimum. That's what she deserves. Is that going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah, that's an absolute bare fucking minimum. It needs to be longer than that.
Yeah, I think that's at the, like, she deserves a good run with that title, putting on some great fucking matches, because there's a lot of women to, face.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for...
It's also...
Yeah. I was going to say, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for the Women's World Championship, because they're not doing shit with these mid-card titles.
Very true. Well, I mean, they're trying with the Raw's women or mid-card title.
They're trying with the Intercontinental, but it doesn't... Yeah. The Intercontinental doesn't matter here if your name isn't Becky Lynch or Lyra. We'll get into it, but who's your pick for this one?
If we're going to talk about that right now, this one, I'm going to say Naomi.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so we'll get into it then for the Women's Intercontinental.
Talk about the next one.
Yeah, so this one, the Women's Intercontinental Championship match is a no disqualification, no count out, last chance match. Sure. It just means there has to be a winner. If Becky Lynch wins, Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lynch is champion. Where have we heard that one before?
Golly gee.
So, I mean, little bit of a rehash here, right? Little bit of... We know that Lyra's going to win here, right? That's the obvious pick. It's obvious that when she lost it, she was just going to be gaining it back at the next biggest opportunity that they could find for her. And Lyra deserves that. Lyra is going to be one of those fundamental figures in the women's division. I just wish that they would have done something a little bit different. Like this is...
Hey, question.
Yeah?
Why the fuck is Bayley getting left off another pay-per-view?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the same match that we've seen. This is the same Becky, Lyra. There's a stipulation. Okay. Like, if Bayley was involved in here, if this was a triple threat instead of Naomi, Ripley, and Sky, or like this could be a much bigger match than just fucking Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. If you put Bayley in here, it would actually help.
Absolutely.
But she's Bayley. She's going to be left off WWE TV. That's just how it works.
Yeah, I don't know what Triple H has against her right now, man, or TKO or whoever. Because, like, again, you have a workhorse that has done pretty much everything you've asked of him. And you're just like, you know what, fuck you. You don't get WrestleMania. Nah, fuck you. You don't get SummerSlam either. Like, what did she do Or what do they have against her that they're just leaving her off of everything? Literally everything.
I honestly couldn't tell you because she hasn't done anything on TV to piss somebody off. Like it doesn't add up there. And we talked about it when it was always Rhea Ripley, but she's still on this card too. Like it's not necessarily going to change anything.
Yep.
But I just hope we get something new. I hope we get something different. Lyra is obviously always going to have this rivalry with Becky Lynch, and that's fine. But sometimes you need to let stuff breathe a little bit. Jackal agrees with all of that. He's just saying Lyra's moment is right now, and he wants Lyra. And I agree that her moment is right now, but again, could have come in a much different form. Realistically, I think this match, unfortunately, will probably be the piss break match. It is, it does have that no DQ. It does have that no count out. That means it's going to be interesting. They obviously have something planned, but I mean, ref bumps happen. You know what I mean? Like it's no DQ isn't always enough. You usually need a little bit more to push it over the edge. So we'll see how that goes. And the main event for night 2 of SummerSlam is a street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship. The never seen 17 greatest of all time, John Cena, defending against Cody Rhodes. Like I said, the last time this crowd saw Cody Rhodes, he was losing this very same championship to John Cena. This is a WrestleMania rematch to end night 2 of SummerSlam. Obviously, this is why they deemed it big enough to have 2 nights, because why would they just want to do the co-main event shit that they already always do? That makes way too much sense. Let's give these guys a whole nights that way. I'm sure this match is totally going to justify every creative decision that they made with John Cena. The Rock's going to show up. Travis Scott's going to show up. John Cena's dad's going to show up. Edge is going to slap him in the face.
They had the mess of falling out with Travis Scott, so...
yeah, because TKO realized that Travis Scott doesn't give a shit. Whoa! Who would have seen that one coming?
This just a massive pothead rapper that seems like kind of a douche to begin with. Also doesn't care about your dumb little wrestling company. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this, I feel like, on paper, you look at this and you're like, holy shit, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight for the undisputed. Yes. Like, you look at this and you're like, absolutely. But then, like, you look at the context of it and you're like, all right. Like, I legitimately, I don't feel, like, super excited for this match. I feel excited to see whatever is going to come out of it, right? To see the next step for John Cena. But, I mean, I imagine, realistically, John Cena's making way too much money right now to lose that title. We're only in July. He has months left. He has time to lose that title. And again, the last time that we saw Cody in front of this crowd, he was losing. It's one of those things where, like, Philly's already okay with Cody Rhodes losing because they saw it. I don't think it's going to be as shocking as people think it's going to be. And Cody is, like, teasing this turn that's going to come at any given opportunity. And I don't necessarily know if this is going to be a double turn. I honestly, I don't think so. I think John Cena stays heel. And honestly, if anything, this probably cements John Cena as a heel and not just selling his soul to The Rock, whatever the fuck that means. But I could see a Cody turn coming out of this. Jackal is leaning towards the double turn. He's saying short and sweet, Cena doesn't have that many days left. He's down to like 7 days for the rest of the year. He's not going to do that with the title and end as a face. Fuck it. Give me Homelander. So Jackal's picking Cody. Again, I'm picking John Cena. Jackal's picking Cody. I know John Cena only has a limited amount of days left, but I don't know if it's 7. Because I know that he had signed for extra dates, and they never said how many. So I don't know that it's 7. But even if it was 7, look at the schedule that John Cena has been working. He's only been working when he's like defending the title or like 1 or 2 weeks leading up to that. you could have John Cena realistically do probably one more pay-per-view, lose the championship, take some time off, come back. Like, by time off, I mean like a week, 2 weeks, like his normal, his normal part-time schedule, not like fucking take a 2 months off and come back. Like, no, like just take a couple weeks off, kind of cool down, come back and say, hey, I'm at the end of my career, right? We're at this point, maybe we're in October, maybe we're in November. Then at that point, John Cena's like, hey, I lost it. I sorry about all that. I'm back. I'm a good guy again. Let's get some dream matches in while we still can. And you get, last couple of months of John Cena doing some stuff, and maybe John Cena fucking gets another title opportunity down the line. Maybe that's his last match, is John Cena gets a rematch. Can he get number 18? Personally, I don't think he would. I think John Cena goes out lying on his back. But, I mean, that theoretically could be the story for getting him a dream match with whoever holds the championship at that time, or whatever championship he's chasing. Because a rumor that came out this week is that John Cena's last opponent is being talked about as Gunther, your world heavyweight champion. Whew. So we'll see how that one works. I mean, that would be a great, absolute great last match. And that would definitely be one where John Cena would go out on his back. But this is not John Cena's last match. He has plenty of time left after this, and that's why I'm going with Cena.
Yeah, I hope we get Crash Out Homelander Cody. We've waited long enough. He is a great heel. Does it happen at SummerSlam? No, I don't know. I'm hoping that's why he wants the Cena he wants, so that he could turn on him. But I feel like Cena keeps it for now. I hope I'm wrong, and we do get heel, and the world heals just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Well, I would be so fucking happy, but I don't see WWE pulling the trigger on that yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if the world will heal from that. However, the entire sports conscience of America is going to heal this week, Mike, because not only do we have 2 nights of SummerSlam, but we also, I mean, by the time this episode is out, it's already happened, and we already know how this went, so we're not really going to do picks on it, but we will talk about it. The Hall of Fame game going to end our NFL drought that we've been in since February.
Yeah.
Long time coming. And, unfortunately, it's one of I think it's the longest off season in all of sports. So we're waiting a while here, waiting a while. But it ends this week finally because we get the Hall of Fame game. The Lions and the Chargers in Canton, Ohio. We got a little note from Jackal here. He says, Lions and Chargers in Canton, Ohio to kick off football this year. It's so much of a nothing burger game that it actually makes a nothing burger look tasty. It makes me nervous for the first time Dan Campbell is in it because I hope to God he isn't going to make players go balls to the wall, because on the other side is Jim Harbaugh, who very well may make his players go balls to the wall as well. May the football gods be merciful on these two teams. To be honest, I could care less who wins. I just want everyone to stay healthy. No injuries and a good, clean game. It's going to be sloppy. It's going to be gross. But football is back. Jackal even goes as far to put a score on this. He is saying 17-13 Lions, which I don't necessarily know that we need to get into picks. I think it's obvious how this podcast is going to pick.
Yes.
We don't necessarily need to get too far into the picks here, but Jackal also put a hypothetical at the bottom because, I mean, again, this is the longest offseason in sports. And he said one hypothetical that has been brought up by a lot of people who know the sport is extending the season by another week, but also giving the players one more week to rest. So one more week, but one of your weeks are now a bye week as well. So not like taking time away, but just like taking a game out of the season, adding an extra bye. What would we think of that? Personally, I would be okay with it because this fucking offseason sucked. It took so long to get up to here. I am so excited to have football on my TV again. I don't even care if it's fucking Lions and Chargers. I don't give a fuck. I'll watch it. As an Eagles fan, I have never been more excited for a Lions game. I'm going to be honest, legitimately. And like,
well, and it's so starters are going to play, but it's going to be probably like a preseason day one game where they're going to play for maybe a possession or two. Knowing Dan Campbell and Jim Harbaugh, they may even play a quarter. But other than that, they're not going to be playing like, the whole game. We're going to see a lot of second and third team.
Yeah, it's not going to be good football, but thankfully it's football. You know what I mean? Like, we have been since February. I have been wearing of the fucking Super Bowl merch every goddamn episode of until now. Football is back. I did it. I did the thing that I said I was going to do, and I'm going to keep doing it. I wear my Super Bowl championship hat like a crown every week. You'll see it when we eventually do video one day. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's not a cue for you. We're not announcing it yet, but I mean, maybe hypothetically, maybe one day something down the line. But no, I mean, we finally have football back, and I am so excited.
Hell yeah.
Again, Jackal's question about extending the season extending the season by 1 week, get us that one extra game. Absolutely, I dig it in a heartbeat. A question that I had for you as well, Mike. So you're gonna get to run off here. I want to know, you as a Lions fan, me as somebody who is going to be watching this game of second and third stringers. Who should I be watching? What should I be watching for in this game? What's is there anyone where it's like, you know what? We're not going to get, our starters out there, but we are going to get to see X, Y, and Z.
I don't know if he's going to play because I think he's still injured. They picked up another running back, Sione Vikai. I thought he was going to be interesting, but he ended up getting hurt.
Nice.
I was looking forward to seeing what he could do, but people like Tim Patrick, they show that he's struggling right now in the offense in training, so I don't think he's going to do much. I want to see how Isaac Tesla is going to do. He was one of the guys they picked up in the draft. I want to see how, because it looks like they moved Graham Glasgow to center. They moved Christian Mahogany to left guard. So we have a bit of new stuff going on in the offensive line. So that'll be kind of one of those ones where we get to see what's going to happen. So has
Glasgow played center before?
I think a little, but he was our guard.
Okay, so he got that big build.
An interesting move. Yeah, we have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people guaranteed to be out on the defense. So, but don't have to worry about that. We're just going to have more people not playing. It'll be good. I don't know if they're going to put him in this game, but if they do a brief little flash, we might get to see Aiden Hutchinson on the field for the first time since week 7 of last year. And if that's the case, get ready for that place to fucking erupt because it has been a long time.
Yeah,
and
Aiden
I
Hutchinson
think it's just
went
going
out
to be
mid-season. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. We have a few people here and there that it's just going to be interesting to see them finally back on the field and see how they're faring. Aiden Hutchinson primarily being one of them, seeing how he's moving, seeing what he's doing, how he's feeling. I'm excited to see him back at it.
Yes or no, do we see Jared Goff?
Yeah, I think we do see Jared Goff. Like I said, I think we see him for maybe a possession or two, knowing these coaches, maybe even a quarter, but typically first preseason, you're in for a possession or two, just so people are like, okay, he can still throw a football,
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, all right, now go sit down.
He still got it. He still got the arm. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I'm just so excited to be out of this fucking drought.
Oh, hell yeah. Chargers are going to be without their starting running back because he tried to remove his eye surgically with a firecracker. So,
Huh?
Well, yeah, Najee Harris, he's been out since, ironically, the 4th of July with an eye injury.
Oh, no.
So it's entirely possible that somebody was trying to look, a bit close up at the fireworks and caught one with his eyeball.
Did we light this one?
Turns out you're not supposed to do that.
No, yeah. I don't envy ER workers on 4th of July. That's gotta suck. But,
no.
I mean, would you really be putting him, would you be putting, if Najee Harris was 100%, would you be putting him in this game? I guess it would just be a couple possessions, right?
Yeah, I think they would have, just to kind of see what he could do, because they picked him up off of free agency. They have a weird running back core. Their team is either going to be good this year, where you're like, wow, they're doing really well with the pieces that I didn't expect to be good, or they're going to be like real middle of the road, because they have a lot of random talent. Like, their linebacking core is insane. Their strong safety, Derwin James Jr., he's great. But they have Khalil Mack, who's one of the best outside linebackers out there. And then they have, Ladd McConkey. They have Justin Herbert, who's proved he's pretty good. Quentin Johnson's not bad. Jalen Rieger's okay. Darius Davis is pretty good. They have 2 tight ends with Will Dissly and Tyler Conklin, who both don't suck. And they have Joe Alt, who's one of the best tackles, and Bradley Bozeman, who's not bad. So it's one of those, this team, you're like, they have a lot of good pieces. Are they good? Are they going to be good? Are they going to do anything? And it's just, they're one of those we're wait and see teams, because it could go, all of it clicks and they're finally in the playoffs, or it's going to be another one where it's like, oh, it's just the Chargers being the Chargers. All right.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of always how I've seen the Chargers. Is just like, they're always a team that could be, but there's always like one thing missing. I don't know what that thing is, but I hope to God that, they can figure it out and actually get some life back into that organization. But I mean, hey, Lions versus Chargers. At this point, we already kind of know what's happened with that game, because that was on Thursday, and this comes out on Saturday. But I want to get you back to Jackal's question here of that hypothetical.
Or boo.
Yeah, yay or boo. Add a extra week on.
And he was saying we would get another bye week, right?
Yeah, so it's extending extending the season by another week, but also giving players one more week to rest. So we would get another week, but get another bye as well.
So we would get another week for a game, but also get another week for a bye. I want to say yes, because I love being able to turn on my TV at any time and see football, right? That's the selfish part of me going, I want more football on my TV, please and thank you. However, I feel like, especially with this Lions team, when we get more weeks, all of a sudden that's just another chance for somebody to get injured. Yeah. And maybe the extra bye week circumvents that by, keeping them healthy, by giving them another rest week. But I don't know, man. That's one of those real risky ones.
And I feel like the extra bye week also comes down to how spaced out are your bye weeks? Yeah, because some teams get fucked over by having their bye weeks in the middle or in the beginning of the season, and it's like by the end of the season they're
right, and that would be
held together by duct tape.
That would be the other thing, where it'd be like, maybe instead of having this team has it on week 5, team has it on week 7, this team has it on week 11. Maybe if you're gonna have 18 games, right? You have every team on week 6, they have a break. And then every team on week 13 has another break. And that way you or week 12. And that way you kind of split the season up into thirds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
So...
I feel like that's how bye weeks should work. They should be like a normal spacing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of having this team got theirs in week 5. Good luck for the rest of the season, fuckers. And then you're like, wow, I don't know why they got hurt. Well, they just played more consecutive football than all the other teams.
Yeah,
that's
and it's
why they got hurt.
It's like the Eagles had a late bye, and that definitely helped us win the Super Bowl, 100%.
Yeah, and that's if you get to rest a little bit closer towards the postseason, your team's going to be healthier at the postseason. like the Lions, don't get me wrong, that team seems a bit fragile anyways, but like when you have a break at like week 5 or 7 and then you have to go the rest of the time, that's a lot more football where you're like, they might get hurt, and then somebody does get hurt and you're like, they have no time to recover because there's just football going the rest of this time.
Yeah, and so, I mean it's an interesting
I wouldn't mind if they
conversation.
just changed the bye weeks. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they just changed the bye weeks in general.
Yeah, no, I think adding an extra week, adding an extra bye, changing the spacing of the bye weeks, it seems like something where, the NFL is always trying to make the game a whole lot safer for the players. And it's not to say that they haven't, but I mean, the obvious thing would be to make sure that they're getting regular rest in regular intervals. And I'm sure the NFL players would not be too upset at that either. But I'm interested to know, dear viewer who is listening, I'm interested to know what you think of this hypothetical. Adding an extra bye week, adding an extra week in general. I mean, obviously, this is a super, super, super long off season, so I don't think anybody is against making it shorter. I just think that there's a couple ways that you can go about doing it. So let us know in the comments below.
Very true.
And, at this point, the Hall of Fame game already happened. SummerSlam already happened. Let us know what you thought of those in the comments below as well. If you want to help us out and you want to support us, the best way to do that is to leave a like, leave a rating, follow, and subscribe. Just hit all the buttons, do all the things. And you want to help us out, you want to throw a little bit of cashish our way, you can head over to w.gg and use code 3COUNT to save yourself 10% on checkout. That's the number 3, COUNT, 3COUNT on checkout. Save yourself 10%. We get a little bit of kickback. It's all going to go back to the pod for good things. If you want to find more of me, you can find me in MetLife Stadium this weekend, or you can find me over at twitch.tv/EraV1 and youtube.com @EraV1Music.
You can't find Jekyll right now because he's
dead.
Hibernating in a hole in a tree somewhere.
Yeah, all of his notes, his last note here about the football ends in a smear of blood. So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I don't know if it ended well for him. I think we'll find out more next week.
He's fine. Yeah, and if you like me, just listen to this. Listen to us while you sleep. Have us teach you stuff through osmosis. And if you don't like me, that's okay. I live inside Jekyll's computer now.
Oh, are you the reason why his capture card went away?
Yeah, no, that was me. I had to go to the bathroom.
Again, this man did, what did he do? Fucking 64 hours of a subathon or whatever? So he gets a pass.
Yeah, 64 hours of a subathon.
Yeah. It was a bit. So, it was a while.
In honor of that and the fact that, even you were involved in his subathon, I
was there for quite a while.
I just worked. I worked and just gave him money occasionally, so I'm going to lay down. And you know what? You've been hurt a couple times. He's been killed a few times. We've really brought him back like Kenny quite a bit. It's been impressive. I'm just going to lay down on this one. I don't really want anybody to get hurt this week. So
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, you pin me. It's fine.
Yeah. No, I'll be nice and gentle. I'll just put a finger on your chest here. I'll use my other hand to count, I guess. That. Normally, this is why we have 3 people. You kind of need a referee, but I guess I'll do it, and we'll count it anyway. It's our fucking rules. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Ring the bell.
Huh. That was nice.
You're welcome. Yeah. No. See, when Jackal's not here, we don't have to fight. But when Jackal's here, he has to die on a weekly basis.
Them's the rules.
It's in the contract. I don't make the rules.
His fault. He signed it.
Should have read the fine print every week. Every week. And if we don't do it on camera, we just take him out back and do it.
You gotta old yeller him just to really keep up the spirit of the thing.
That's definitely one of our weirder outros.